If you've ever dumped half a mag into someone and wondered why they didn't go down, that's just armor doing its job. But not all armor is equal, and wearing the wrong one can get you killed just as fast as having no armor at all. Welcome back to Tarkov University. I'm Ghost, and in today's class, we're breaking down armor and protection mechanics in Escape from Tarkov. From armor classes and hitboxes, to materials, durability, and repairs, whether you're brand new to Tarkov or returning just after a wipe, this guide will help you make smarter gear choices and win more gunfights. Let's get into it. In Tarkov, armor is your lifeline in bad situations, like if an opposition teammate surprises you with a flank, or if you're minding your own business looting and an enemy spots you first. The right vest or helmet can completely change a fight. Even if your armor absorbs only a tiny amount of incoming damage, that can be the difference between surviving the engagement and extracting, or getting a first-class ticket back to your stash. Each piece of armor has its own protection class, material, coverage area, durability, weight, and effects on your movement capabilities. All of this combines to determine how many bullets armor can stop and for how long. Understanding your armor is the key to knowing what you can tank and what you can't. Every piece of armor in Tarkov is rated from Class 1 to Class 6. The higher the class, the better the protection. Class 1 to 2 is the lowest protection rating you can get. This is basically clothing and good only against the weakest of rounds and some shotgun ammo. Avoid Class 1 to 2 if possible, but if you do wear it, just know that it's not really going to help. Class 3. This will stop most low-pen rounds, like PS or PST ammo for example, and also provide a decent protection against shotguns. These ammo types are often used throughout the wipe by low-level players and scavs, so you will gain an advantage against this type of opposition. I recommend prioritizing using Class 3 early in the wipe and as bare minimum coverage when you are suffering from a gear shortage. Class 4. This is the safe zone for most players. Class 4 armor provides solid protection against mid-tier ammo like M855 or BP. Early wipe, this is invaluable protection. Once you've established a foothold for yourself in the game, this class should plug into your loadouts as the new minimum standard of protection. Class 5. This is excellent coverage. Class 5 armor resists most of the common high penetration rounds like M856A1 or BT. If you can find this, your torso will be well protected against almost all scavs, raiders, and even players. Class 6. This is the top tier. The Lamborghini, the Ferrari. Class 6 armor will stop almost everything except elite ammo like M61 or SNB. Here's a good rule of thumb for you. If your armor class is lower than your enemy's ammo penetration, it's not armor, it's just extra weight. Each armor piece protects specific body zones, such as the chest, stomach, arms, or face. Chest rigs and plate carriers will protect the thorax and sometimes the stomach. Armored rigs combine chest protection with built-in pouches. Armored sleeves and visors will block specific hitboxes but add weight and visibility loss. And of course, helmets will cover the head, top of the head, and occasionally your jaws or ears if it's modular. When you're building a kit, pay attention to what you're sacrificing in stamina and speed to gain that extra coverage. But armor class and coverage isn't everything. Another critical component to this is what the armor is made of and how much durability it has left. Each armor material behaves differently when it takes damage. Let's go through the main ones. Steel. Heavy but durable. Steel repairs well, but it's going to slow you down. Aramid or Kevlar. This is light, flexible, and fairly resistant, but it does not repair well. Ceramic material offers great initial protection, but loses effectiveness fast as the durability drops. Umwepe, or polyethylene. This material is lightweight and offers decent repair potential. Titanium armor is strong and light, but it's expensive. This is commonly used in high-end vests. Whenever you see combined materials, this is just a mix of the above, and it's usually a balance between weight and protection. Durability matters a lot. When armor durability drops, it loses protection efficiency. Even a Class 6 plate with half durability might only perform like a Class 4. Never go into a raid with broken or half repaired armor. It is a false sense of security. If you've never played Tarkov, or maybe it's been a while, you may have missed when Battlestate added an armor plate and modular system to the game. These plates are made of the materials we just covered and can be swapped out with different armor types. But let's cover this more in depth. Something far too many players overlook in Escape from Tarkov is the new plate system. Modern armor in Tarkov can now be modular, meaning the protection comes from individual plates that you insert into plate carriers or armored rigs. Each armor vest has specific plate slots, usually the front, the back, and sometimes side plates. Some of these are interchangeable and some of these are fixed. The armor class you see in the game comes directly from the plates installed. Remember that no plates equals no protection. Here's what you need to know. Plates determine the armor class, not the carrier anymore. The vest itself is just fabric. The plates are the actual armor. Plates have their own durability, material type, and weight. You can mix and match, like using a ceramic front plate with a steel back plate. Not all rigs accept plates. Armored rigs will have built-in protection that is non-removable, while others are plate carriers that require separate plates. Compatibility matters. Certain plates only fit specific carriers. Check the description or try equipping before every raid. Here's a fun fact. The modular system lets you repair or replace only the damaged plate instead of losing the entire armor. This is great for cost efficiency, but it also means you can't just loot armor anymore and assume that you're protected. When putting on armor, either in a raid or in your stash, always check if the plates are still intact or are even there. Helmets essentially work the same way that body armor does. Each has a protection class, material type, and zone of protection similar to armor. The specific zones for helmets are usually the top, the sides, or the back of your head. Some helmets will give you the option to include a visor or a face shield. This will add additional protection at the cost of visibility and sound clarity. The one major difference between helmets and body armor is helmets will offer you a ricochet chance. If you're running low-tier gear, skip face shields. They'll limit visibility more than they'll save you. But once you transition into mid and late game, helmets like the Alton or Fast MT can save you from those brutal head eyes. And for me personally, if I'm struggling for cash, I will skip wearing a helmet altogether. Honestly, I rarely wear helmets unless we are late into the wipe and I got rubles to spare. When you repair armor, you will restore the durability, but you will also reduce the maximum durability over time. The more you repair, the less total protection your armor can ever give. Think of it like this. Armor can only save your life so many times before it's ready for retirement. There are multiple ways to repair. You can use Prepare or repair kits, but these will all affect the final quality differently. Prepare offers cheaper but rougher repair quality. He's okay for early game armors. Ultimately, repair kits should be used when you really care about preserving your best gear. Here's what I recommend you use for each stage of the wipe. Early wipe, you want to use class 3 and above. This will offer cheap protection and skip helmets altogether unless you have the extra cash flow or find them in a raid. Mid wipe, you should be using class 4 at a minimum. This will provide a good mix of coverage and repairability. It is at this stage of the wipe that I recommend you start wearing helmets. Once we get into late wipe, you should have good cash flow coming in. Start wearing those slicks or hex grids for body armor. The Alton or Fast MT are great helmets that offer great protection. Always balance mobility versus protection. The heaviest armor in the game means nothing if you can't reposition or escape. And lastly, here are some simple rules to remember. 1. Use the highest armor class that you can afford to lose. Gear fear is very common in Tarkov. That is where players keep their best equipment in their stash because they're afraid to lose it in a raid. In reality, if you bring better gear into a raid, your chances of survival and extraction go up exponentially. 2. Don't repair cheap armor endlessly. Replace it when it's past its prime. 3. Durability equals life expectancy. Check it before every raid. And 4. Don't underestimate movement speed. Armor's job is to save you once, not make you a tank. Well, that wraps up today's lesson from Tarkov University. If this guide helped you understand armor mechanics better, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we're going to cover healing mechanics and medication, so you'll know exactly how to stop those pesky bleeds, heal more efficiently, and most importantly, how to stop wasting your hard-earned rubles on meds. Until next time, I'm Ghost, and I'll see you in the next raid.